me. And if you haven't got a piece of paper or a pen by you, now would be a great time to do that. All right, awesome. So can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Can I get a thumbs up? We good? Awesome. All right, so welcome. So everybody's muted, but as Linda had shared in the beginning, please feel free to write in the chat box. And if you have any questions as I go along, and I'll try and respond to them all at the end. So let's dig in. Okay, so in order to calculate our personal year, we need to first calculate the calendar year. So 2021, we take the year in question, we add all the numbers together, and we get what the calendar year is. So we would take the 2 plus 2 plus 1, and 2021 is a 5 calendar year. That's for everybody. Universally, it's a 5 calendar year. So it's as simple as that. So for example, you can do that with any year that you would want to kind of go back or go forward and see, is this a good year to do it in? Or well, what was I really experiencing in a year that's previously happened and the energy surrounding that? So 1994, you would add the 1, the 9, the 4, you would get 23. And remember, you always reduce it to a single digit. So actually 1994 was also a 5 year. So it's pretty simple. Just add the number together, and now we all know we're going to be moving into a 5 calendar year. Now let's calculate our personal year. So once you've calculated the calendar year in question, you add your month of birth, your day of birth, and the calendar year together and reduce that to a single digit. So I've used my own birthday, which is the 29th of June, as an example. 6 is the month of June. That's my month of birth. My day of birth, I've had to reduce the 29, which became an 11, and then reduce it further. Add the 1 and 1 together to make it a 2. When I add the month, the day, and the calendar year, which we've established as a 5, I get my personal year as a 13, reduced to a 4. So 2021 for me is my 4 personal year. So I'm going to give you a moment to all calculate your own personal years. And what we should also take note of is our personal month vibration. So during the year, we look for compatible and incompatible energies with the year number. The month number predicts the general trend for each particular month, and it's not as expanded as the year number. So if we consider the example of my client's feelings of that deep apathy in her 1 year, it's likely that we would find the understanding by the energy vibration of her personal month at those times. So months are just as important as years. So everybody is good. We've all got our personal year. All right. So now we're going to use the example of February the 3rd, 2021 to calculate our month number. So we take the calendar month, which is February, and we add our own personal year. So we no longer use the calendar year. We just add the 2, the 4, which is my personal year. So February, I'm in a 6 month. We go further down to calculate the day number by using the same example. We just use the calendar day, add the calendar month, your personal year, and on the 3rd of February, 2021, I'm in a 9-day, a 6-month, and a 4 year. So it may sound overwhelming, but the level of depth, this kind of level of depth, it can be very useful when we're choosing specific event dates, but we don't want to get stuck on it and go to every single day to see what's going on. So it's really, when should I get married? What's the better day? We'd look to see what is our day number of the day we're choosing, another day number, and see what would resonate or be better for us. So what I'm going to do is just show you, this is a recap of how to do your personal year number. There's the month of your birth, the day of birth, and the calendar year equals our personal year. And the reason I've put it out and charted it this way is because you may want to work out the personal year of your partner or your children or your friend before we explore what each number means. Because this can give you a better understanding of the year that they are moving into as well. And then you can be able to support them and meet them where they are at. So I'll just give you a couple of moments to do that. All right, so while everybody's just doing that, just a little bit about how numerology works in a cycle. Numerology works in 9-year cycles. So what we will learn is what the personal year numbers 1 to 9 mean. So while we are looking at your moving forward, your 2021 number, I do invite you to reflect on your current year as well. So this is the number that precedes what you've just calculated your personal year number to be. So if you're going into a 2-year in 2021, you're currently in a 1-year. If you're going into 5-year, you're currently in a 4-year. And unfortunately, anyone moving into a 1-year will need to wait till the end to understand the 9 energy and influence that has been present in the 2020 year. So a couple of thumbs up if I can get when everybody's ready to dig in. I've got one thumbs up. I'm sorry, I'm not really seeing a full screen, but I think we're good. Linda, when you can let me know that we should go ahead. Awesome. All right, everybody. So let's dig in. This is the fun part. So if you're going into 1 year, what is the 1? The 1 is about beginnings. It's a time to focus on yourself. This is when we plant the seeds. It's about starting anew, new business opportunities. It's about making sure you put things in motion. So this is not a time to begin something and end it. It's just putting the wheel in motion. It's a great year to move to a new residence. It's all about taking practical steps to achieve your goals. And it's a very active year. If you are moving into a 2-year, this is about relating. It's time to relate to others. It's about connection. I like to think of it as watch the seeds that you've planted in your 1 year, of watching them start blooming in your 2-year. 2 years are slower, they're more peaceful year. It's about a creative period. It's a good year for, research and quiet thinking. It's about communicating effectively. It's taking time to enjoy the finer things in life. And it's also very intuitive here. It's great for marriage and romance if anybody's going into a 2-year and that's the energy around them. But also try to be patient, diplomatic, considerate, and let things happen. It's not a year to force things. They will happen at their own pace as they need to. If you're going into a 3-year, this is a time to express yourself. It's about creating. It's inspiring. It's motivating. It's a social year. It's active. It's childlike. It's happy. And it brings with it a lot of new interests and opportunities. It's about listening to your heart and expressing your emotions. It's a time to journal and paint and sing and just express yourself. Make contacts, make social contacts on a professional and a personal level. But Every year also guards us or reminds us not to be too scattered, not to scatter too much of your energy or make too many rash decisions, especially in a 3-year, because you may overlook details. And avoid indulging in a 3-year. It's very fast-paced, there's a lot of movement, and it's a great year to begin and create something. If you're moving into a 4th year, this is all about building. It's a time to build for the future. It's about laying down a foundation, a solid foundation, getting your life in order. Money is made in a 4th year through hard work. There's a lot of opportunity for accomplishment, but you need to be careful not to avoid your responsibilities. Often a 4-year, and which is actually also indicative of the year 2020, interestingly enough, because 2020 was a 4 universal year, and 4 people can feel trapped. Things seem to, you can feel boxed in, or that things aren't really moving, that they're dragging. The most important advice I can give you for a 4-year is to make sure that you take a break from work, because 4 is about working, and we want to exercise, be careful not to overdo it, and self-care is extremely important in a 4-year. So it's a very productive year, but finding the balance. For those going to 5-year, this is all about change. It's a time to take risks. Expect the unexpected. It's new, it's exciting, there's expansion, travel, hopefully. It's about being curious, trying new things, looking for opportunities, especially ones that are outside of your normal routine. The emphasis is on personal freedom in a 5-year, and it's a good year for speculative ventures, new challenges. But again, with a 5-year, because it's a very frenetic year, you don't want to overdo it. So just learning to adapt to the changes as well, but it's a great time for freedom and change. It does bring unpredictability though. So anything really can happen in a 5-year. If you're moving into a 6-year, this is a time to pay attention to family duties and responsibilities. There's a strong obligation and responsibility to changes in your home and family. And it's about balancing your work and family life. It is a great time to deepen your marriage ties, to get married. If anybody is looking to get married, do it in a 6-year. Great time to do it. However, if there are difficulties in marriages, they may surface in a 6-year too. So it's a powerful year for romance and love, and it's about taking on the responsibility and service to others. Nurture yourself and those that you care about. Don't take on unnecessary burdens. Also, try not to react impulsively or say words you will later regret, because this is a year for emotional stability and the understanding of people that are in your life. If you're moving into a 7-year, this is a time to move inside yourself. It's about evaluating, contemplation, self-awareness, introspection. You need alone time and rest. It's not a sociable time. You may even feel very alone and very distant and very isolated. It's an intellectual and deep year. Aim high and plan well. Rely on your intuition. Rest and rejuvenate. This is a really time not to be too critical of yourself or others too. It's about really accepting what you cannot change and improving on what you can. It's a year of self-development and serious study. And if you are looking to specialize in something and you're going into a 7-year, this would be an amazing time to do that. If you're going into an 8th year, this is a time to tend to business. It's about expansion. 8 is the only financial number in the numerology chart. So it's an excellent time for financial and material gains. Anything is possible. It's taking opportunities, thinking big. Your judgment will be really good in an 8th year. It's the power to overcome all obstacles and setbacks. And it's a busy and progressive time. But it's really the dominating force is business. It's about business. It's being active. There's money, even health and romance is abundant in an 8th year. So it's a great time if you're starting a business, if you're expanding a business. 8s are really, it's about tending to that business. Because then we come to the ending of our 9-year cycle, and 9s are about completion. So this is a time to forgive and forget. It's about tying up loose ends and completing unfinished business. It can be highly emotional. You may feel as if things just slip through your fingers, that you don't have a grip on anything, that you just let things wash over you. It is about resolving differences, either ending them or solving them. It's about completing things and bringing things to a closure on every level. This is an ending year. It's about letting go the responsibilities of problems that were never yours. Really follow your intuition. It's a personal spring cleaning year. And I'm emphasizing this because people struggle sometimes in a 9 year because it is so highly emotional. I would urge you not to start anything new or make any major changes or even acquire anything until much later in the year. The first part of the year, just spring clean. It'll feel busy. It'll feel emotional. It's about letting go and really choosing carefully what you take into your new 9-year cycle. So that is basically the 9 years. And I'll just recap on how it all connects. And if you want to take a screenshot of this so it's a lot easier to remember, you're welcome to do that. I use symbols because for me, things are very visual. So when I see the symbol, it reminds me. So these are my own symbols that I've chosen. They're not related to numerology in any way, but for me, this is what the year signifies. So my 1 year is about planting the seed and maybe 1 or 2 little things sprout from it. It's about beginning, putting the wheels in motion, getting things started. New beginnings. The 2 year is about connection. It's about cultivating. It's watching, the little blooms, connecting with people, cooperating. It's a sensitive time. It's a quiet time. When we get to our 3 year, that's more about inspiration. It's expression. It's ideas. What are we going to do? How are we going to be motivated? Coming to our 4th year, we build the block. We lay down the foundation. We put down the roots. That is our 4th year. 5, well, change is possible. It's unpredictable. Anything can happen in a 5 year. Lots of great opportunities, but it's also very unpredictable and a lot of change. A 6th year, we come back to family and home. What are our responsibilities? What do we need to do? And being able to nurture not just ourselves, but also our family. 7, we kind of go under the microscope. We start really going in and analyzing what we need in order for our own introspection, our own contemplation, and our own understanding of self. 8th year, we just expand. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of reward. It can go in any direction. It's a strong financial, monetary energy. And the 9 year is we close the circle. We end off. We contemplate, we clean, and we transform. And then we start all over again. So it's good to know that the influence of the personal year begins on January the 8th and ends on January 8th of the following year. So during the first 3 months, the influence of the previous year is waning, and the present year is still like gathering the energy. So really the year's energy and influence peaks around September. And then after that, the number for the coming year begins to be felt. So whatever year you're going into, you've already probably started feeling it and or sort of started feeling it and experiencing, but it will only kick in fully January the 8th, and you will only really peak towards the middle of the year. Some numerologists maintain that the personal year begins around the birth date. However, the personal year is rooted in the universal year. And so the rhythm of the cycle is in the synchronicity of the universal year. But our personal year is just a fraction of the chart. You know, numerology unlocks the wisdom that is available to live consciously and with awareness. And it highlights your potentials, it identifies your weaknesses, your shortcomings, it helps you understand your karmic lessons, your pinnacle cycles, your challenges, and so much more. So this is just an overview of the personal year of what we're going into, and that I hope that you enjoyed this as much as I have. Thank you so much. So I would love you to follow me on Instagram. Thank you. I'm very new to social media, so if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, that would be great. Or you can connect with me on any of these mediums for more information, or if you'd like to book a full reading. I just want to see what is in the chat quickly. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. There's such great, thank you. Oh, wow. I really appreciate all your wonderful comments. So someone has asked if we can get a copy of the presentation. Absolutely. So what I would suggest is if you could reach out to me on any of these platforms, I would be more than happy to send you a copy of the presentation and also any of the PDF documents or anything like that. So with the greatest of pleasure. So what I would like to also share with you is that as a thank you for being part of this evening, sorry, there we go. I'm also going to be extending a 25% off on any of my services using the promo code Linda. So that should be easy to remember. And they can be booked through my website, which is Insight with Jaci. So this is also a great gift for people because I do give gift certificates and they're available for any service. So I usually do there is a validity of 1 year, whatever it is that you would book. So you book it now, you've got any time within the year in which to use it. But what I'm really excited to share with you is an add-on to this actual workshop. So this is where you can learn your life path. So our life path or ruling number makes up 50% of the chart. It reveals your path and our greater purpose for this lifetime. I mean, it's a huge number. And so in a similar vein, we'll learn how to calculate your life path, what each number means. We'll touch on master numbers and also the malefic karmic numbers. I'm running this Thursday, January the 21st from 7 till 9. And registration is through my email, which is insightwithjaci@gmail.com. I have discounted the price and I really hope to see you all there because it would be amazing. So just let me go back to the chat one more time and see. Okay, so someone has asked me, how come we went to 9 and not 11? So we work in 9-year cycles. We're talking about personal year. We don't have 11. There is no 11. With a personal year, it's only 1 to 9, and then it repeats itself, 1 to 9, 1 to 9. And this continues throughout your lifetime. You may be thinking of the 11 as a master number, which would be part of your life path number, but it's not, and that's what we would talk about in this coming up workshop. So I hope that clarifies that question. Perfect. Okay, I don't see any more questions, but thank you so much for all the love. I'm so happy to be here too, and it's so wonderful, and it's just been amazing. So again, I really sincerely want to thank you all for joining me tonight, and a deepest appreciation and gratitude to you, Linda, for actually giving me this platform and for this incredible opportunity. I am so deeply grateful. Thank you.
Oh, Jaci, it was truly a gift to learn from you. You're just a wonderful teacher, and so from your heart. And I found this incredibly insightful, particularly after what I gained from doing the reading with you. Like first having the reading and then having this deeper understanding. I'm a little worried about the next year.
Well, and that's the beauty of it, because when, we didn't go into that. When I did your reading, I kept it very contained. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear with any of these numbers, because it is who we are and what we have to naturally. It's when we resist, when we go, no, I am going to immigrate in my 9-year. That is what I want to do. There is no other options. It's when we give ourselves space to say, does this really feel right? Is this the right time to be doing something? And so that's the knowledge that I hope that I've imparted to you. It's not to say, don't do this or don't do that. It's doing it with an awareness.
Yes, I'm in a way, I was joking because, and I'm not, I mean, I am and I'm not. So I'm a number 9. Well, 9 was my life path number. That's one of the things that I discerned from the reading that Jaci did. And so that is like a life of transformation. and so now I'm going into a year of 9 and I'm like, wow, more transformation.
and
there's transformation on transformation.
Well, this is it. And honestly, Linda, when you came into this lifetime, you went big, because the 9 is a big number to begin with. So you went big. I'm going all the way. I'm doing this all the way. But it will feel more compounded because you're a 9 lifetime.
Oh, good.
Okay, just I'm just going to share that with you. It will feel, because it's double. But it will also resonate more. Because you understand that 9 in you.
Well, in some ways it makes me feel, I mean, I don't know, I'm just almost ready for anything at this point. That's okay. I think we all I'm sure many of us are after this last COVID year. Like, it's like, oh, come on, bring it on.
Right. And interestingly enough, and I kept sort of trying to highlight that the 5 is all about, unpredictability. Remember, we're in a 5 universal year. So I'm sorry to say the 4 year of 2020 was very stuck and restrictive. The 5 is really opening us up universally.
It's creative, right? Which is what I'm really feeling with the people I know. I'm just feeling this creativity and hearing this. And
there's change, and there's going to be movement and expansion. So hopefully it's going to be for the greater good of all, that's for sure, and that we won't feel so restricted and stuck as we did in this past year. Because that's been crazy.
Yes, it has. Yes. Well, thank you. This has just been amazing. Just a beautiful new way for me of looking at